Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of our 4th Age Total War Reunited Kingdom campaign. We are kicking off with an assault in the north. This is pretty much due north of Anuminas, and we've done a pretty good job of clearing out the forces of Adunabar from this area, but they do have a stronghold in northern Arthedain, and there are a couple of family members here along with some low-tier units. I figure we can take the opportunity here to get rid of these guys and pick up another settlement that can be probably part of our homelands and integrated into our territory fairly easily. We've got some reinforcements coming in from the east, but it'll be a little while before they get there. And in the meantime, we've just got these Harondor spearmen to deal with. I think we'll be all set. There is a family member in here. I'm thinking just to send Commander up there to deal with him. We've got a fairly substantial numbers in our bodyguard unit. Now they are bringing their other family member in. There's some orc hunters here. We will have to watch out for these guys because they have spears in addition to their bows. They're not terribly threatening. Let's see if I can get my king over there. Okay, we didn't get caught. Nope, we just did. But we've got our swordsmen coming in to block. Okay, there's just a few Harondor spearmen, and we've got these orc hunters. Thinking if we get them out of the settlement here, they may be more likely to rout, but that was a bad move. These are our mercenary cav. You know, I'm not too worried if we lose those guys. There will be more, and they're very expensive, so we may as well use them for this kind of duty. Now there we've got some Snaga hunters, and I think our Grey Company would be able to deal with them. You have to be somewhat careful because our general here is getting older. Okay, that was the enemy general. One of them anyway, and I think it was this Snaga hunter's bodyguard. So let's charge in with our other riders, or with our king rather. Take care of their other family member, and yeah, these guys are routing. Here's the orc hunters. Now, of course, they're fighting right next to the plaza, so they're going to get all kinds of bonuses. Gee, this family member here is sticking around. Alright, we routed the orc hunters. We'll just follow them into the plaza here, and yeah, let's take care of these Harondor spearmen. There's just 5 of them. We could close in on these 27, that would be nice, and maybe I can get my spearmen to come in after this last man who's fighting really well against my swordsman. Okay, yeah, everybody's down except for him. So we could time this out, I guess. Let's do a charge. Nope, we didn't need to. The swordsman took him out. And a clear victory with about 80 or 70 losses on our part. Okay, I think we'll occupy. And with low taxes, that'll be pretty reasonable. Populations here is pretty low. We'll get an emissary to guard against bribes as usual. And let's send our scout northeast. Okay, so they've lost Rond Lossoth. And they don't have Forodrain. So they're going to have Karn Doom. It would be good to see how many men they have up there. They've got the Etten Moors, and they probably have something over here. They don't have this fort, which is the Northern Hold, which is good. But they may have Mount Graham. And if they do, that's a place where they can start training more orcs. It's never going to be like... well, actually, they may be able to get trolls out of there. So it may be something we watch out for. But at this point, I'm thinking we have pretty much won in the north. Which is, I mean, let's just take a breath and acknowledge that. That's quite an achievement. It's a good place to be at. Now, we could certainly get hit by Tharbad. And we could have some other problems. One thing that we will have to be careful of is problems from the east. You know, we want to keep an eye on the High Pass and who owns it, because if this goes to Adunabar or the Bjornings, they then have a back door into Lastbridge. We're going to want to get Rivendell, and then maybe down here, and we will want to get Tharbad at some point. But for now, things are fairly quiet. I think everywhere else in the south, we're just going to hold on. We have done a pretty good job against Harandor, and we're bringing down troops and other reinforcements. And so let's see what the new season brings. Okay, they want trade. We're going to ignore. All right, Harandor is attacking us there. And we've got a suitable husband. He's youthful. He's competent. Governor and commander. He is shadow-touched. So that's a little sinister, but he's energetic and intelligent. I'm thinking about going for it. He might be a good governor in one of the settlements up north. Let's see where he comes of age. And Phallus. Okay, that's really not where I wanted him. But we can send him somewhere. You know, he may be actually a decent governor in, like, Dol Amroth. We'll just put him in there, and maybe he'll convert, because I think this place has a pretty high level... yeah, great lawkeepers. So I think, if we look at the building browser for those kinds of buildings... Yeah, that's the highest level. If anything can convert him to the ways of the West, it would be sitting in Dol Amroth with that beautiful tower, with the great lawkeepers, and so hopefully we'll get his head right. And Pelargir, we get a new Alcarandas retrained, but we're also building another one, so we'll take another season and get that done. These guys are going to go to Harlorn just to man it in the event of Haradrian sneak attack. There is a Haradrian fleet right here. I'm going to start knocking these guys around. We're at war. And we did lose some ships as part of that. Just 18 men. It's a Southron ship of war. Let's actually use the Alcarandas here. And maybe we'll sink it. Okay, we'll bring it back. We'll do another retrain. And where is that? Okay, right back down here. Hit it again. That does it. So I'm liking that we're feeling more comfortable about operating down around here. And we can take a look at what Harad has to offer. Starting to get a sense of its settlements. Maybe we can even bring this ship down to Umbar to blockade. We do have to deal with a siege. Okay, it looks like 3 units of Harandor footmen. We've got a unit of Kingdom Militia. One thing we could do is bring across these guys to deal with it. We could also just bring some of these men over. Well, for sure, I want to bring these guys down. And did we have anybody else we were training? I guess not. So we'll have a catapult again with the army, and then we'll be able to hold off Harondor. I'd like to get this, and then we're going to leave them with just Radharnen. But if they have a bunch of family members in here, maybe we'll leave them that too. Another thing is we could try for some form of peace. Just see what they're interested in. Let's try a ceasefire. Let's try trade rights. And you know what? I would even give you some money. Let's be a little generous here. We've been beating you guys pretty badly. I'll go ahead and give you 5,000. Alright, they're going to say no. Fine. So we'll just get our spy around, make sure we have an eye on things. So I don't really want to leave this army, but maybe we can bring these guys. How much, how close are we? Oh, that's pretty close. Okay, he's the Lord of Harondor Strand. So actually, this guy should head back. He's the Lord of Harmen, so he can stay here. We'll bring you and you. And actually, they like that better. So let's see what else we can do. Let's get all these mercenaries. You know, between that, I think we'll be okay. So these guys can go back into Harngond. And yeah, I think we'll try it with just cavalry. And the reinforcements from the city. And then, let's see. You know, I don't think there's any Haradrians in the area. So we'll remember to add those couple of infantry units shortly. And maybe we'll even go with the unit of archers, because we may send these guys down to Haradland. Okay, we're making a lot of money now. This is great. So we've got 9,000 to spend. So in Emyn Arnen, we want to start working up so we can train stuff. That's going to require consultation. And then we'll get to our 3rd tier. I think this will allow us to be to build all of our military stuff. We'll get to hosting halls, which is going to give us longbowmen, spearmen, and then Lord's Barracks, where we get men-at-arms, Rangers of Athilion, and White Company, which will be a bodyguard unit, actually. So that's really cool. In Arnak, I think it might be time for Larsarnic Axemen. We've got the cash to do it. Got still over 40,000 in the bank. Between episodes, I simply queued up a minor province in Mornin, and we want to do a similar thing here where we can get our Blackroot Vale bowmen online. So now that we've taken turn for Vane, I guess I should have moved these guys away. Let's bring these troops over east, or see if we can. So that's at 45%. What about a Rydor Hunters? Okay, that's a blue face. I'll take it. And because we don't have any Adunabar forces, I think we can just head back south. I don't want to grab all of these necessarily. Frodrain, I mean, might be one place we could take. Arnor North is the province, and that suggests that it might be a place that we could hold pretty easily. But Carn does have some trolls, as well as some of their good units. Public order there is looking fine, apparently. No signs of a revolt. And then they've got some more guys here who may besiege us in Fornost, but not too concerned. We have a couple of turns before we get one of our Dominion buildings finished. I think it's the one... I think it's this one, actually. So yeah, 3 more seasons. Once we deal with that siege... Okay, that army's still there. And I want to see the big army of Harad. Where is that? I don't know where that is. Okay, that's the small army. There's the big army. Alright, so what are you? A lot of swords. Some lower tier stuff too. We got our Pelargirs, our Alcarondasses all set. We can take care of this blockade at Lynn here now. No one on board in terms of military land forces. And then we'll bring you guys down. Okay, they've got the movement points to attack still, so we can do that. This should be a pretty straightforward one. I can see the white hair and the beard of Ingold of Belfalis. It's unfortunately, we're not going to have much more time with him. Still got a brown beard here, but the models aren't going to change with age. It's just the portraits. So I'm going to miss him when he is gone. And that massive unit of Knights of Dol Amroth. He's our heir, so actually we need to think about who else can be the heir. Because I think the king may outlive the heir, the way these are going. Alright, I guess they're gonna just stay there. Whoops. I was trying to stop that and didn't see it. So we're already fighting with the enemy general. Captain. Not that it's that big of a deal. But I guess we can send the cav over to try to deal with it. Those footmen are winning easily, which is disappointing. But we just crushed those footmen. And we're going to charge into these guys, and that should be the end of them.
The enemy general is running away. This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle, it's beyond belief.
Oh, they came back. That's disappointing. But routed again fairly easily, and these guys are routing too, so we'll just finish that up. Alright, and Lon New Elanath is saved, and now it is free to continue working on the Dominion building there. It's at 70%, so that'll help. getting that done. But I don't want to rest. I want to keep moving down here and keep bringing these guys down. I think I'll stop them at the ford, though. If this army decides to turn back, it's pretty substantial. So it'll be nice to have the ford. We don't have that much ourselves. So maybe I can move some of these guys, like the spearmen and the longbows and the archers. And what else? Some of the heftier units of mariners. And what are you? Just another bodyguard. We'll take that as well. And this will be the force that we're going to use to contain and sort of defeat this army in the field and make sure Harandor doesn't do anything else. And we'll add to that. You know, we can bring in some of these guys and some of the other infantry over there. All right, Three Ways got control posts, so now we have the option of training some militia up in Arnor. And a coming of age. Oh. Great, okay. I guess he was brand new. Well, that's actually good timing. But with 8,000 gold to spend, what do we want to do? I guess we have to go here. We'll get the open policy going. And let's see, Kalembel still has a governor. Feel like we should start spending, but I don't think this city is that useful in terms of training. Like, it doesn't have anything that's fantastic, and it's pretty far from our centers of power. So I don't know that I really feel like working on that. We'll wait for a governor to get attuned down in Dol Amroth before we do any building there. And Phallus, it doesn't feel super pressing to develop either, simply because you know what we could do, though? Maybe we could get going on Gondorian Hillmen up here. And then we can get the Axemen. Because I don't like what Rohan is doing. If they're going on my territory, it would be good to have some training around here, and maybe in the west as well, if Rohan is going to cause problems. So that's 3,000. We've got another 4 or so to spend. So I think what I'll do with this army is bring it over to, like, Ettendale. And the goal here will be to just confine Angmar up there. And we should probably build something or do something here. This governor is actually, okay, he's middle-aged, so we've still got some time with him. And it might be a good idea to spend some cash. 4,000. I guess we'll go with consultation. Oh, yeah. So we can see they've got some forces around their capital, but we could get down there. Once we take care of Harondor, I'd like to get down to Umbar. Okay, so ceasefire. Let's not complicate it with trade rights, but let's demand our usual. All right, and trade and pay us some money. Not sure if they'll go for this. Yeah, they want cash. Okay, so it's because we don't share borders, so we'll just trade. But yeah, Harad's getting pretty big. All right, a suitable husband who is competent, who is mature, who is a Dunedain, actually. And the House of Huron. Now, he's got the bad stuff from the Dunedain. Decreased chance of having children, -1 command when commanding cavalry. He does not get, what is it, law? And, jeez, I can't remember what they get. But it's a shame that he doesn't get any good traits from it. But he's intelligent. I'm going to go for it. So where is he? Up at the capital in Mornin. All right, it might be a good idea to bring him over to Minas Anor or Pelargir. We have not had any generals in Minas, or governors in Minas Anor for a very long time. All right, let's see how the income goes. 893 down to 131. So, yeah. We'll give him some time. But he's not really helping just yet. All right, Targon of Mornin is attuned. Down in Harondor. Awesome. Okay. So if he doesn't lose it here in a couple of turns, then we can start building some stuff, which I absolutely want to do. So we're going to go slow because we have the catapults with us. But I think we'll be okay to get there. Another thing we could do is besiege this place. Let's bring our rogue, I don't know, maybe down south? It's good to have another scout in the area. We can take a look at some of these cities. Let's keep our emissary around. Okay, and so I'm thinking what we could do here is just besiege it. Kind of to draw them over, right? Maybe they'll give up and come over and try to fight us.
Ready to sail.
All right, this is a fleet. They're technically neutral. As soon as I see any men on those boats, though, we're going to sink it.
Prepare for battle. Victory! Aye, aye, Captain. Aye, Captain. Set sail. Set sail.
All right, I don't want to go too far out of the sight of Harad's army, though. And now we're neutral with them. They're training some Umbar Guard, which is very cool. So we can't blockade, but that's fine. We'll come back up. We'll be able to cover the coastline more effectively anyway. Now here, let's go with hosting halls. It'll be good to get longbowmen and king's spearmen out of here, as well as cav. Yeah, that's going to cost money, but I think it is worth it. And we can see that already this place is looking more friendly towards us. It could be because they're losing population. All right, let's just head down here, and we'll kind of avoid this army. I want to get over to Ettendale, and if they get inside, then I'll just take all of them out in one battle. Because I'm anticipating a siege, I'm going to stay on my own territory. I've got some very nice mercenaries. We'll definitely get at those. And this is going to avoid us staying on our own ground is going to make it easier for us to keep our men supplied. We're going to keep that supply trade up. All right, so Mornin has finished its minor province. We've got Tharbad. Oh man, Tharbad attacking down into Dunland. I mean, it's a good war to see, I guess, but look at this. They've taken over Eastern Enedwaith. So yeah, it'd be good to settle this war up here pretty quickly. Man, we've got a lot of kids coming of age. That's great. You do go through a period where, especially with like the Dunedainic factions, I think, where it feels like your guys are just not reproducing. And that may be a function of having a lot of generals early on. There's something about the ratio of family members to cities that you have. Okay, he's not good, though. Inept and incompetent. This guy's a little better. He's in Bree. I'll keep him up there. Maybe he'll get better. So let's get the guy from Mornan and bring him over to be another fighter, I guess. And you're going to minus honor. All right, that only cost me 20. with him in there. So I think he's going to be a nice governor. All right. Okay, so this worked. We did get that army away. So where is the army? I'm guessing they're coming over here. I'm a little worried because that's a big army. Is it this? I don't... Geez, it might be. I don't see them around here. They could be in the trees somewhere, I guess. But I think I would have run into them if they were going to ambush. Okay, this is the air. I get 7 seasons. So, yeah, I'm going to bring this army over here. And then we're going to move down. I could, if this holds, I could attack. But again, I don't want Rad Harnan. So I don't want to do my usual thing of hitting the army outside the city and getting in without a siege. What I want to start doing is getting them to be a protectorate. So to that end, I'm going to cool it on building for a little bit. All right, they've got men on ships. So that's a shame. What do they have for boats? It's hard to tell, but okay, not much. And this is a Harondor fleet. We'll just hit that again. That should sink it. Okay, and let's do this now. Yep. They're both going to show up as reinforcements, but we won. Oh, awesome. It sunk that ship. Great. Very good. And now they're up here. Just a Southron ship of war. I think we can take it with our light ship. A little worried about that, actually. So we should get another war boat up here for when we kick armies in this direction. Okay. Do I want to assault this? I think I don't. What I want to do is get both of these cities under siege. I want to take out this army, if I can, and besiege both of those cities, and then start offering them protectorate status and seeing how they like that. Oh, no. No. This is bad. Okay. We took Cirith Duath. That was an accident. Oh, no. Alright. That was bound to happen. Gonna lose track. So, here's a Dunabar. Jeez. Let's get rid of the York Pit, get rid of the beast trackers. They were working on trolls down here, I guess. Oh. And it looks like they may be ready to head down here as well. I thought Rovanion had this. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna resort to some alternate cheesy tactics. We've got a Dwarven emissary right here. You know what I'm doing. You all know exactly what I'm going to do, and I should feel bad about it. But I don't really, so dwarves, how would you like to guard Cirith Duath for me? I'm going to give you this beautiful mountain hold. And, you know, I'm going to give you a bunch of money as well. Let's see, 3,000. All right. Now we got dwarves in Cirith Duath. Now, we don't have actual dwarves. We've got hireling spear loyalists. But I'm hoping that the AI is not going to attack the dwarves here. So, if So, great. We've just protected that border. Again, not sure how that's going to work, but that may be a little more reliable than counting on me to keep track of how many turns that has left for siege or whatever. Okay, so Arnak finished hosting halls. Very good. That means we can send these guys back to get trained, because Lasarnic Axemen are now trainable. Oh, no. Khan got kicked out. Oh, okay. Oh, they got kicked out by Farharad? That's awesome. Let's take the look at the diplomacy for this. Khan is at war with Harad and Farharad and Rune. They're allied with Adunabar. Farharad is not at war with Harad. Ooh, I like that. So it looks like Rune headed down here, which is pretty interesting. Adunabar still has Mordor North. I don't know who has this. So Rune took High Khand, and then Farharad conquered all the way up here. And they still have their initial settlements, too. That's amazing. So hopefully this horde is going to go plundering west. I would love to be their best friend. All right, we lost a family member in Kalembel. Okay, so we'll take that off local governance just so we can remember. And Mablung of Belfalis, got the lordship there of Dol Amroth. All right, I would be at peace with you, Harad, if you would stop putting guys on boats. That's really my only criteria. Okay, I think this was the nobleman we want to get. I don't want to fight him with this army, I think. So let's go up here. We've got ambush possible now. This is a mostly Cav army, so I think we would actually do pretty well with Cav ourselves. Okay, now it's time, because we finished our fiefdom dominion here. We can do the same thing in Harngon. I want to get going on that very quickly. And this army, I think this army will just stay where it is. If this army attacks either one, I'll feel pretty strong. If it goes in either direction, I'll go for the other city. So that's how this is going to work out. But I want to get to a point where I can attack this army, probably with this force. Actually, I should kind of meet them together, shouldn't I? All right, Mornin, we got up to the second level there. Let's find something else we can do. It actually has wine, so I should probably get going on the industry there, so I can work on income. Maybe a market here. That's pretty weak. And again, Anphalis doesn't seem too worth it. This army of Rohan is just hanging around, and I'm a little worried. They're allied with Tharbad, and now they have nothing else to do. They can't attack Dunland anymore because Tharbad has taken the province that they are next to. So Rohan may be looking for something to occupy its time, and that may be me. Be very disappointing, but it may happen.
Captain, onward, ready to ambush. Forward, out of move, sir. Prepare for battle.
All right, so Bree, I think we want to go financial. Even though we are getting rangers out of there. And a suitable husband, but I'm going to pass. Inept, poor. Feels like we've got kind of a lot of family members now, actually. Now, we may as well queue these up just so we can see the cost of it. And where are you going? I think you're just coming down here to help out. Okay, this army actually might be good to attack now. Khand and Harad are at war. So I guess they had a peace agreement for a little while. I don't know how they're at war, but they must have fought. Now, the problem with hordes, as you may know, is that they tend not to be super strong. And so I'm not necessarily expecting that Khand is going to do a lot for us. Okay, this is a more substantial fleet, or force, so we do want to take care of that if we can. Unfortunately, we've got an Alcarandas right up here. They're mostly getting these ships of war out now, which makes me feel a lot better. Not seeing the marauders anymore that we were earlier. Yeah, we'll just put them under siege. Okay, so here's a Harondor force, and again, it's... Whoops. I don't actually want to spy. I just want to get close enough to see what it is. It's good to see these little armies out and about, and also this is great that they're not right next to the city. So I think what we'll do is we'll get this army right down here. We'll hit it. I don't think they're going to want to stay and fight. And we'll get them next turn. And then what I really want to make the focus of is this. I'm curious if they're going to stand and fight this army. We don't have a lot of cav. We've got just 2 units of bodyguards. And they've got, you know, some decent cav that could swarm us. So we're going to have to be careful. But we have the advantage of catapults. We do have some archers. And we got some spears. So I think we have a credible presence here. They are going to stand and fight. So this is going to be the battle of the next episode. We're trying to take out these little armies of Harandor and then besiege the cities and then try to get them to accept becoming our protectorate. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.